What's that coming over the hill? It's Nottingham Forest. But can they actually complete their mad sprint and take second place? Now, we've all had a close eye on Forest for a fair few months now, on Steve Cooper's first day in charge back on September the 21st. Forest were bottom of the Championship, but quick splurge of 4 wins in his 5 games, and they quickly jumped up to 12. The Forest form slowed down a little bit. They only won 1 of their next 7, but since early December, it's been an astonishing run. 42 points in 19 games has moved Forest from 16th all the way up to 4th in the Championship table. Forest have 2 games in hand on 3rd place Huddersfield. They've won 5 in a row and currently top the 6, 8, 10 and 12 game form tables. This in-form Forest side has been quickly stuck together by Cooper, who did arrive after the transfer window was closed. A lot of the excellent work in the loan market predates his arrival. Max Lowe and Jed Spence are the first choice wingbacks, and they've come from fellow Championship clubs as well. James Garner and Philip Zinkernagel also in on loan from the Premier League. Cooper himself freed up an extra loan place by allowing Geordie Osei-Tutu to go out and brought in Keenan Davis, who's made a big impact at the top end. He obviously wanted strikers in January as Sam Surridge arrived from Stoke as well, while the experienced Steve Cook came in from Bournemouth, who we may well be mentioning in just a minute or two. Cooper is noted for his work with young players, having managed those England representative teams back in the day. So it's absolutely no surprise that Joe Worrell, Ryan Yates and Brennan Johnson have all been an important part of this side and this rise up the table. So what do Forest need to do to finish off that sprint and get to the line ahead of the others? First of all, they've got to get past Huddersfield, but they do have 2 games in hand, and it'll only take 1 win in one of those games to get them past the Terriers, in which case they would only have to match Huddersfield's points tally between now and the rest of the season. If you're enjoying this video, please do support the channel by hitting the like button. In terms of Forest possibly being able to catch Bournemouth, there are 2 particularly important things to note. Firstly, there is a 6-point gap between the 2 teams right now. Secondly, they play each other 1 game before the end of the season. For the sake of argument, I'm going to make that head-to-head basically D-Day. So the first scenario is fairly simple. If the gap grows even by 1 point to 7 over that time, then the head-to-head is irrelevant. Bournemouth will already be up with 2 to play. Surely that's got to be their target. If everything stays the same and it's as you were and we go into that big head-to-head with a 6-point gap still there, that game really becomes a promotion decider, but only for Bournemouth. It then becomes just don't lose for them, and then the road would run out for Forest right there at the Vitality, and that could become a promotion party for Bournemouth. The long and the short of it is that Forest need to reduce the gap between themselves and Bournemouth, between that big head-to-head. Is that going to happen? Let's have a look at the 5 fixtures that the 2 teams both have before D-Day on May the 3rd. First up, April the 15th, this Good Friday. Forest play at Luton at 12:30. Bournemouth at home to Boro at 3 p.m. Forest go slightly early, marginal gains, not much in that. Honestly, I'd probably take the Bournemouth fixture just because it's at home. April the 18th, Bournemouth play at 3 p.m, so they're going first this time, but they visit Coventry, which can be quite tricky. Forest at home to West Brom, who tend to do a bit better against teams higher up in the table, but have underachieved this season. Again, not much in it, so if I'm using the same logic as Good Friday, I'd probably take Forest's fixture just because it's at home. April the 23rd, both teams play at 3 p.m. as of right now. Bournemouth are at home to Fulham. Forest go to Peterborough, so I would definitely take Peterborough away, especially Because if Forest have kept up with Fulham in the meantime in terms of their output, Fulham could be playing for promotion that day. And I'm sure the Fulham players and fans would love to do that in front of their former manager, Scott Parker. April the 26th gives us a Tuesday night catch-up. Both sides play at 7:45, catching up with one of their games in hand. We all know where the other one is. Swansea versus Bournemouth. Swansea are in good form. Fulham versus Forest. We must say, though, does the context change for Fulham at that point? They might already have been promoted. April 30th, again, both sides set to play at 3 p.m. Bournemouth visit Blackburn. Forest host Swansea. Again, it doesn't feel like there's much in that. I'll stick with the same position that I'd rather play at home and say I'll take the Forest fixture. And that brings us to the head-to-head on May the 3rd. Do I think the gap could close? Yeah, do you know what? I do. I think it will be closer than 6 points by the time we get to May the 3rd. Now, will it close enough so that Forest can pass Bournemouth with a win at the Vitality on May the 3rd? That's where I'm not sure. If the gap is 3 points and the goal difference doesn't change, it's so tight. Forest are 2 behind. Ergo, any win by 1 goal will bring the goal difference exactly level. And if they're 3 points behind, they would, with a win at the Vitality, go into the last day of the season level on points and level on goal difference. What Forest are really going to want is that gap to have closed up by 4 points minimum by the time they get to the Vitality, in which case they will know if they win in that head-to-head, they would go past Bournemouth, and on the last day of the season, it would be in their hands and any win would take them up. Oh, it's on a knife edge, isn't it? Let me know how you think this is going to play out, and preferably give me some detail. Let me know where you think points are going to be won and lost along the way. I'll try and stick the fixtures in the description so you can just copy and paste them. I've said for the longest time, it's Bournemouth's to lose and to throw away. But look at the direction of travel. It looks like being very, very close. Although I think we still might end up with Forest needing to win at Bournemouth on May the 3rd to do it. All I'll say is it's very, very, very tight, and I'm really looking forward to that head-to-head. I don't think the gap's going to increase, so I think there's going to be a hell of a lot riding on that game. And what an occasion that will be. This is what I think right now. You can see what I thought with 11 games to go here and with 7 games to go here. Get your maths in the comments and let me know how you think it's going to go as we head into a vital Easter weekend.